Are you looking for the best 4K monitors? In this video we will look at some of the 5 best 4K monitors on the market. Before we get started with our video, we have included links in the description. So make sure you check those out to see which one is in your budget range. Starting at number 1. Dell S2721QS Monitor. The Dell S2721QS is a 27-inch 4K monitor with an IPS panel. It has a 60Hz refresh rate, supports HDR, and is among the least expensive 4K monitors available. Despite its price, the S2721QS provides great image quality in a wide range of content. It has a high maximum brightness, superb sharpness, and good overall color performance. Its contrast ratio is near the top of IPS panels, so it looks better in dark scenes than most similar monitors. The monitor supports HDR input, but it's only HDR ready instead of VISA Display HDR certified. That's a bit surprising because, in our tests, it performed better than some monitors that are certified. Don't get too excited, however. While it can add vibrance to HDR content, it's only a modest improvement over SDR. Unfortunately, this monitor doesn't support adaptive sync, which will probably disappoint gamers who prefer smooth, fast-paced gameplay. It's still a great choice for games with a slower pace, such as strategy or simulation titles. This is a sleek, modern monitor that looks great on a desk and feels sturdy despite the low price. It ships with a quality stand that can adjust for height, tilt, swivel, and even rotate 90 degrees. Affordable. Great image quality. Attractive design. Number 2. Bank PD3220U Thunderbolt 3 Monitor. The Bank PD3220U is a 32-inch 4K monitor designed for professional use. It has a 60Hz refresh rate, supports HDR, and uses an IPS panel. It also has a USB-C Thunderbolt 3 port with power delivery that can charge a compatible laptop. The monitor's additional USB-A ports make it useful as a USB hub. As the name implies, the PD3220U is similar to the smaller PD2725U. It shares the smaller model's top-tier color accuracy, very wide color gamut, and excellent sharpness, all of which make it a great monitor for professional content creation. However, the larger PD3220U suffers a lackluster contrast ratio that falls behind most competitors. This hurts the monitor's depth and realism when using it for entertainment. The monitor supports HDR, but at only 250 nits is nowhere near bright enough to properly display HDR content. You're better off sticking with SDR. This monitor is simple but handsome and feels expensive when handled. It has a stand that adjusts for height, tilt, and swivel, but it can't pivot due to its size. Wide color gamut. Accurate color. Lots of connectivity. Number 3. Asus ROG Swift 32-inch 4K HDR Gaming Monitor. Asus ROG Swift PG32UQX has cutting-edge technology that represents the future of computer monitors. It is a 32-inch 4K monitor with a mini LED backlight that includes 1,152 individual dimming zones, each of which can turn on or off independently. It's VISA Display HDR 1400 certified and has an IPS panel. The monitor has great color accuracy and a very wide color gamut, traits that are obvious in movies and games but also useful for content creators. The mini LED backlight offers the best contrast ratio of any we tested. Motion clarity is strong, too, thanks to the 144Hz refresh rate and NVIDIA G-Sync support. That's good news for gamers, who are the monitor's target audience. On the downside, it lacks HDMI 2.1. It can still handle 4K/120Hz when connected to the Xbox Series X, but not with the PlayStation 5. HDR performance is where this monitor leaps ahead of the pack. It has a maximum peak brightness of over 1,400 nits and its sustained brightness was the second highest of any monitor we tested. It also beats many HDR televisions. HDR content is so vivid you'll all but feel the heat of on-screen explosions. Build quality is outstanding. The monitor feels luxurious, with a robust, sturdy, wide stand that adjusts for height, tilt, and swivel. but it's also so large and heavy that you may have trouble finding space for it on a small desk. The P32UQX has just one serious problem: price. You could purchase 3 of our top picks, the Acer 15282KKV, for the price of Asus ROG Swift P32UQX. That's hard to justify, but those willing to open their wallets will enjoy an unparalleled visual experience. Content creators should take note of the Asus ProArt PA32UCXPK, which also has mini LED technology. It trades a high refresh rate and adaptive sync for extra connectivity and even better color accuracy. We were not able to test it for this guide, however. Number 4. Asus ROG Strix XG438Q 43-inch large gaming monitor. The Asus ROG Strix XG43UQ is a 43-inch 4K monitor with a 144Hz refresh rate and a VA panel. It is Visa Display HDR 1000 certified. Since the ROG Strix XG43UQ is much larger than a typical 4K monitor, it can be used as an HD TV replacement in a small room or studio apartment. Asus leans into this, and the monitor has not one but 2 HDMI 2.1 ports that can handle 4K/120Hz gameplay from an Xbox Series X or PlayStation 5. It's even compatible with AMD FreeSync. The monitor's VA panel provides an outstanding contrast ratio, good color performance, and a wide color gamut. Movies and games tend to look great on this monitor, but vibrant and bright content stands out the most. This monitor's extremely high maximum brightness can deliver a serious punch in HDR content. However, it lacks a mini LED backlight like that found in the Asus ROG Swift PG32UX, so HDR content can struggle when very bright objects are placed against a dark background. Although similar in size to a small television, the XG43UQ will remind you that it's a monitor. It has obvious bezels and is thicker than many HD TVs. The wide stand is more stable than many televisions but lacks the adjustment you might expect from a monitor. It can only adjust for tilt. Bright HDR picture. Great contrast. HDMI 2.1 support. Number 5. Samsung 32-inch 4K UHD, computer, vertical, HDMI monitor. The Samsung S80A is a 27-inch 4K monitor with an IPS panel. It has a 60Hz refresh rate and does not support adaptive sync. A 32-inch model is also available, but we only tested the 27-inch version. This monitor's highlight is its excellent color gamut and good color accuracy. Though not the best we tested in these areas, its overall performance was outstanding given the S80's mid-range price. The monitor also has a solid contrast ratio for an IPS panel. These traits make it a great choice for content creators and creative professionals on a budget, as the S80's image is slightly more accurate and realistic than the Dell S2721QS. Samsung's monitor falls short in brightness. This leads to lackluster HDR performance. You won't see the punchy, vibrant image expected of HDR content. The S80A, like Dell's S2721QS, does not cater to gamers. It has a standard 60Hz refresh rate and does not support AMD FreeSync or NVIDIA G-Sync. Build quality is average for the price. The S80's stand is a bit less sturdy than that of competitors, and the basic, matte black design could be more attractive. It strikes back with connectivity, however, as it provides multiple USB-A ports and a USB-C connectivity.